The next day school started. Samus had already cleansed her mind, and her decision was clear. But first she had to choose to go to a party. She knew from school news that Republicans like to kill trees, but she liked Tress, so she became Democratic. Okay, this is just absolutely horrible. Way to perpetuate the stereotype according to which Republicans are evil and Democrats are dumb, because, well, that's what we're looking at right here. And, there was a way that she would have been able to get the point across without sounding like a complete idiot, because it's a well-known fact that conservatives as a whole tend to show far more wanton disregard for the environment than the liberals do. However, it would have been so easy to just write this in a coherent manner that would easily justify Samus's decision to run as a Democrat. But instead, she goes with crap like Republicans like to kill trees. That you're just making them sound like, even worse monsters than they are. It's like, how about they like to eat babies and burn down orphanages and stuff like that? Why not go this far if you're going to give them such a simplistic and almost I don't have any words for it, but that kind of portrayal is just no. Okay, welcome to the Democrat caucus. Invited Amy to everyone because she was the leader woman. Is that a word? That's probably what she meant by making up some new words earlier on. The leader woman of the Democrats in school committee. And she could run meetings and primaries and was also a speaker in school senate, but no one cares about student council, so whatever. Today is when we choose who will run for president, so if there are nominations, now's the time to commit, advocated Amy. There were heads that rolled, but in the end people made decisions. There were heads that rolled? Do you even know what that term even means? Probably not. Let's move on. I nominate Tio Juan, Helen endorsed her favorite boyfriend. Some people laughed at his name, but they were kicked out of the party because of anti-immigration. So, political parties have the power to banish members because they don't agree with the party on something or other. Well, if so, there would be a lot less members of both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party in real life. Once again, that's not how things work! Okay, are there other nominees? Amy wondered aloud to the community. I nominate Samus, Adam Malkovich. Did she really make Malkovich into a verb? Oh, God. Please kill me. Kill me now. He and Samus were almost going out, so this was a shoo-in. Author's note, this is before Samus and Ridley met, so don't freak out. He's not forgotten, okay? This is the only real proof that Chapter 7 is yet another prequel to the first 5, because otherwise, the way Chapters 7 and 8 are written, it sounds like they happen back-to-back, even though Chapter 7 happens before the first 5, and Chapter 8 happens at the very end. But I've already mentioned that before, and I'm going to be coming back to it in Chapter 8 nonetheless, so let's continue. Okay, that closes the nomination, so it's time to rock the votes. Amy used MTV language. So how caucuses work is that candidates stand in corners, and then people walk over, and whoever has more people wins and is nominated. Amy explained to Multitudes. What was she going for there? And, I don't really know how caucuses work because, well, I've never been to one, being Canadian and all. That's not a thing in Canada. But I think that's actually pretty close to how it does work. So if anyone could just enlighten me on whether or not she was as close as I think she was, I would really like it. When she gave the signal, people walked over to the corners for Samus or Tio Juan. It was really close at the beginning, but near the end, more people went to Samus because not everyone was too keen on having a Mexico president. Wow, racism! Just wonderful. And plus, Samus was kind of hot. Really, she was kind of hot. That's the best reason ever to vote for someone for, political office, even though it's just class president. But this isn't a beauty contest. This is an election for class president. At least vote according to the qualities that make someone competent to occupy the position of class president. Don't vote for her because she's hot. And way to perpetuate the idea that hot women will get privileges that ugly women won't. I mean, it may be somewhat accurate depending on who the woman is, and I guess who the guy is as well. But that's just a sad fact of life, and it just gives people the idea that you need to be hot in order to be able to get that kind of privileges, which is just, it may be true, but it's still not fair. Thank you, voters, and congratulations to Samus Aran, who will now be voted at the Total Recall. Oh, so when they talk about Total Recall, they were talking about the election. Everyone pledged delegates to the football queen, even Tio Juan, because he was still friends and a Democrat. Samus had won the Democrats, but what about the election? For the rest of the day, Samus was congratulated by people in the school, except not everyone, because Republicans were not quite as keen on Iranian policies. Before the day was over, Trace and Amy wanted to have a word with the candidate. Good job on the nomination, but here's the deal. Amy began with a sentence, as opposed to what else? I mean, could she have opened with anything else than a sentence? I mean, sure, she could have opened with a single word, but depending on the word, that could be considered a sentence as well. Bah! God damn it. 111 Samus Ridley Forever 2006. Why are you making me read this? Okay, I'm lying. I'm making myself read this, but if she hadn't written it, then I wouldn't be reading it. The election is going to be a tough one, but you're going to have some help. Trace and I will be your campaign managers because I can help out with Democrat votes and Trace can use underground connections to help with election totals. Amy finished up as Trace nodded with slyful grin. So, what about Democrats being paragons of virtue and all that other stuff, that they're just so much better than Republicans and they're above that kind of stuff? Hint, they're not. Even, despite my political views, I can admit that if there was any way to cheat whatsoever, you can bet that conservatives and liberals alike would use that in an instant. Because politicians are slimy bastards, even at the high school level, which is, once again, really sad. Okay, this is good, but who am I up against? Samus pondered as she awaited results from her staffers. At lunch, the Republicans had their primary, don't know why the ellipses are there, but whatever, and please don't tell me it's true. Please don't tell me it's true. And Captain Falcon was chosen as the victor. So apparently, Captain Falcon is part of this universe and attended Metroid High. And he's going to be our villain for the rest of this fanfiction, on top of that. What the fuck? I'm really running out of things to say, to really complain about this fanfiction, because I've already said every word that I could possibly say to explain just how bad this is. And she's still digging her hole down. And when you're going to think that she's hit rock bottom, Well, she's gonna pull another shovel out of her pocket and she's gonna keep digging because that's how 111 Samus Really Forever 2006 rolls! Trace slyly foxed. Helen and Samus were not pleased at the news and reflected it with their demeanors. Captain Falcon was very popular because he was the captain of the track team and held every record, even some that were made up just for him. Some people said that he cheated by using a race car instead of running, but his parents had shitloads of money. Mon père est riche, tabarnak! So they paid judges and everyone was okay. Since when do races have judges? I mean, it's just a matter of timing, the whole thing. So there really shouldn't be anyone to pay. If he used a race car, then of course automatic disqualification, and there really wouldn't be anyone to pay. It doesn't make a bit of sense. Did she even think about what she was writing, or was she just making stuff up on the spot, even though it doesn't make the slightest bit of sense? Sorry. It's time for strategy. Amy began the plan. Okay, so Captain Falcon will probably try to use money to win, but if we speak with truth and say what's right, people will vote, even though she was willing to cheat just 2 minutes ago. And by the way, that's not the way politics work. As I said before, all politicians are slimy, greedy bastards. If they tell the truth, they are going to get their asses kicked by the people who lie just by saying what the people want to hear. That's how it's always worked, and that's probably how it always will work. Once again, I'm not really sure Cervantes really told her the whole story when it comes to politics and stuff, because she has so little grasp on how things work in the real world that... let's just continue before I actually do kill myself. Trace wasn't so positive because of experience in shady smoker room deals, but he knew that Samus had a shot, except there were Republicans everywhere, and it'd be a tough one. Elections had been close, but in the end, someone always won. But would it be Samus? One. Over the week before the election, there were many deals, seals, and campaigns. Captain Falcon, so was he like in his light gray and pink suit? Used his money like everyone thought and bought ads that smeared across the intercom. One even said that Samus, did you know what let me try this again. One even said that Samus did you know what with a lobbyist? Which wouldn't be surprising at all, because Samus, as I said before, is all about the D, and so, yeah, it would actually be pretty believable. For everyone unclear, lobbyists wait around in the lobby of Congress and buy drinks and tickets for senators, so they vote for high gas prices and less trees. And more guns? You forgot about that? Well, of course, maybe the whole gun thing wasn't as big a deal in 2008, 2009 as it is now because of recent events, but still, high gas prices and less trees, that's... Actually, I'm not sure it works exactly as she's saying, that they wait in the lobby of Congress. I would imagine that they go to the senator's office and... give them, in Canada it's hockey tickets, but in America it's got to be something like football tickets or baseball tickets or stuff like that. And I don't think that it's a good idea to do that kind of thing out in the open, in the lobby of Congress where everyone can see you. But, moving on. Luckily, Samus was a Democrat, so people knew she wasn't into that shit. Yeah, because Democrats are pure and innocent and whatnot. It was a bumpy road, but it was time for the debate.